Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to give you an update on my life. So 2 weeks ago, I was dismissed from my job for what I class as minor things really, but we've only been there 3 weeks. You don't really have much of a leg to stand on with any UK employer nowadays. So I thought today I'll do this video inside as it's wet and rainy and windy here in the UK, so it's not particularly pleasant. But yeah, I basically got the sack. I've had a couple of job centre meetings. So the initial meeting, just to make sure that I'm doing everything that I should be doing, and I had a video call, which was much easier because my initial reaction going into the job centre was, am A, going to be judged? B, are they going to be particularly helpful? And I've got to say, they've been absolutely so supportive. I took everything I needed to take to the meeting, and they said they couldn't believe it either. 3 weeks, it's just absolutely crazy. And I came out of the job centre feeling much more positive. So I've then redesigned my CV. So I've done that with the help of ChatGPT. It's a fantastic tool. If you guys or anyone's never tried it, please do try it. It saves you so much time. So it just really refines everything that, as much as the grammar, the layout, the wording is so much better. So yeah, that's really worth a good shout. I've applied for numerous jobs. I think I'm on something like 20 jobs. 20 jobs so far. I've uploaded my new CV to some platforms, Indeed, LinkedIn, and also another one which I've came across, which my partner very kindly pointed out to me, which was My New Term. So I've uploaded everything I can, and it's just a really slow process. There's not a lot out there, really. At the moment, it's quite bleak, depressing. I don't know if any of you guys out there can resonate with me on that. You might be able to, if you can or do resonate, then get in touch and we can share stories. I'd love to hear what you guys are going through as well in this particularly turbulent UK time. It's very, very strange times at the moment. So I've had a sip of my coffee. So I lost my job, as I said, and my car was due for an MOT. Excuse me, my car was due for an MOT, so that didn't go very well. So literally 5 days after getting the sack, I then took my car for an MOT and it failed on quite a few things. It's quite an old motor. I can't really afford, one of these PCP jobs, which, let's face it, you spend so much money per month and you break it all down and you're like, wow. I mean, it's great for the being reliable, etc. But it's kind of weird in that sense, how much APR that you spend on something that could have, if you could afford to buy a nice car outright, then fair play, go and do it. But I can't. So I drive an older car, and it needs roughly around about £800 to £1,000 worth of work. So I've had no choice because of no work coming in. I've had to cut my costs down, and sawn the car. So there's no insurance to pay now. There's no road tax. There's no fuel. So it's been a lot better. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Yeah, so that's been quite good, saving money on those areas. But it's been so weird being without a car. I mean, I've been driving since, what am I, 45 now? So I've been driving since I was 17. So I've now been 2 weeks without a motor, and it's, at first I thought it'd be all right, but it's actually quite difficult. So things like going to do the shopping. I went out this morning to get some groceries because I was going to do an online order, but I can't help but think it's so much better to pick your own produce. You know exactly, you can look at the deals. Yes, you can do that online, but you don't know if you're going to get something with like 2 days best before date. So I thought, no, I'll walk into town, and I spent about nearly £100 in Aldi, and then another 30 something pounds in Tesco's. That's on the speciality stuff that me, my partner, and her girls have to eat, because I can't tolerate a lot of gluten or dairy. I'm not allergic, but I just it sends me a bit crazy. So wheat makes me feel very down, and stomach cramps, etc. So I've just decided to steer clear. I did have this complaint a few years ago, and I went back to eating wheat, but I could tolerate it for a few weeks, and then that was it, back to square one again. But my partner, she's very allergic to it, and dairy, so are her girls as well. So, we have to get the speciality stuff from Tesco or an online shop like Ocado, which they do a massive range. So I'm getting all my shopping, and I'd finished in Aldi, so I'd done Tesco's first, then I'd done Aldi, finishing Aldi, thought, right, I'm going to have to call a cab. It's absolutely bucking it down out here in the UK. So I was like, right, I'll call a cab. But every cab company I phoned they were busy. So I stood outside Tesco's for, it must have been about 40 minutes, and I managed to get hold of one company, and they came within about 20 minutes. But yeah, so an hour waiting outside Aldi in the pouring rain. That was not pleasant, but it makes you appreciate having a car when you have got them. But I mean, the insurance costs nowadays on cars, no matter what your age is, insurance it's just ridiculous money. We're all being mugged off here in the UK. It's the price of fuel, absolutely everything. They're trying to encourage us to go green with green cars, electric. They're just pricing everybody, I feel, out of the market, diesel cars, especially, which is what I have, a diesel car. But it's kind of strange. So I've been also developing the channel, so trying different techniques. So my purpose, there is another one coming out tonight, chapter 6, the baby. That relates back to mine and my second wife at the time having our first child together. So that's quite a nice one. She was born early, and it just explains a little bit about that and her care and what she needed, and where she is to today, basically. So that's been quite good. I've also you're gonna have to look out. I've also started yesterday, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but a little news channel. Now, I did get this idea off another YouTuber who's doing a newsletter, which is John Talks, and he's very good at these sort of conversations. I'm not as confident as he is, so he does remarkably well, and huge respect for him and what he's doing and all of his health problems that he's currently going through in a different country. So yeah, I basically he's developing a newsletter every week. So I thought, so I'm basically going to do, because I've got a little bit more time at the moment. I'm still looking for work. So I'm just going to concentrate on looking for a job and developing the channel at the same time. I'm struggling to get out for urbexing for different locations, abandoned buildings. I'm really sorry about that. I just can't get to a lot of them because of no transport. I might do one about the narrow gauge railway where I live. I might do a piece on that over the next few days. But yeah, other than that, it's really tricky to get out. So as I say, I've been producing My Purpose, and that's been quite an interesting journey, really. It's looking back at your life and what the anomalies were, what worked good, what didn't work as good, and yeah, plenty of reflection, really. It's there was a lot of dark times, a lot of good times as well, but predominantly starting off from my childhood. So that's basically like a documentary style of my life. So look it up for My Purpose in 10 parts. So yeah, getting back to the newsletter. So I didn't want to outright copy John, but I decided to do a news channel. So this will be a bits about me. It will be bits about what's happening in the UK, especially, and around the globe. But predominantly, the UK is in such a mess at the moment. It's just crazy, absolute madness. So that's kept me quite good, nice and busy. What else have I been up to? I don't know if you can see behind me, but my partner, she's very good at creating things, and she created these little ghosts with the kids, and you can't really get the full effects from in the daytime because they are more illuminated at night. She's put some little lights in them and got a little ghosty there, and yeah, she sat with her girls and built these, so it was really, really sweet. So she's an activities coordinator, so she is very good at creating different things as well. And also she's done one of these little things, I think that's called, I'm not sure, felting, I think, just correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, she's created that one. That is just absolutely fantastic. She's done that from scratch. Also, she made a little book for the mouse. But yeah, really nice indeed. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy what's going on here over in the UK. Really, at the moment, it's yeah. I mean, I did a news channel yesterday in regard to the digital IDs and what way the country is steering into, what direction, and it's not the right direction. I kind of wish, really, I'm not political in any shape or form, but what's going on right now is just worse than treason, really. It's very bad. You know, there's the migrant small boats problems. There was a poor man killed 2 days ago, a 14-year-old boy injured, and also a 45-year-old man injured as well. It's just, it's, and he's been granted asylum. I think it was about two years previous to that. It's just absolutely mental. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have got any thoughts on basically what's happened in the UK. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it all. But it's certainly not great, that's for sure. This digital ID is going to be huge problems. There was talk of having meat. So basically, I personally think it's going to go down a road of what your social behaviours are. So you'll get points for that, a point system. And I think it's what they pretty much do in Japan or China. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I have heard it come up before. But it'll be social points. It will be, if you have an argument with somebody or if you litter, that goes against you, and then you won't be able to, if you want to get a loan, or a mortgage or car finance, anything like that, you're not going to be able to, or even work, unless you're self-employed. I don't know if the same thing works for the self-employed, but it just feels that the establishment now is trying to keep everybody small. The divide is bigger than what it has ever been before, so it's all about political class, it's all about class of the people, so almost going back to the free tier of a country. So poor people, middle class, and wealthy people, high class, so it's creating a lot of tension. People are fed up, really fed up over here. And I think what they've done, they've created a problem deliberately. They've created this problem with immigration, because when Tony Blair was in power, he loved immigration. He adopted this idea that immigration was the best. And yes, controlled immigration. I've got no qualms about that whatsoever. I think immigration is important, but the word immigration is they need to integrate with us. And so many leaders over the years, so many prime ministers have failed to adopt that. We have to change our British values, our British ways for other people's religious beliefs, which I really don't care who has what religion, what beliefs they've got. That's important to them, and fair play. I've got my own views, and Joe Bloggs has got their views as well, which are important to them. So it's like all these flags at the moment. We're not allowed to be proud of our heritage, our country. We should be proud of our flag. Now, I think, personally, if a flag is torn down, a British flag, it should be a big offence, because it's almost along the line of intimidation, really. It's, America is very proud of their flag, rightly so and all, but we have to tiptoe around simple things like changing nursery rhymes. It's just to suit different ethnic beliefs and stuff. It's just, if people want to come here to the UK, fair enough, because it is it was a great country, but it's being destroyed by or dismantled by the establishment. And I think a lot of this is deliberate. I mean, you only got to think back to Starmer's speech of, if you don't like the changes we have made, i.e. him and the Labour government, you know where the door is. I mean, you don't say that to your own people. It's just, It's, well, worse than rude. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. There's a lot of good migrants that will pay in society. Like every person, there's a lot of good British people. There's a few rogues in every aspect of life, every country. So, I think we need a big political shake-up. But what I'm going to do, we'll touch base more on this over the next few days. But I just wanted to give you an update, really. And, for tomorrow, happy Halloween, guys. And we'll see you on the next one.